In a chamber where minutes matter, Senator Cory Booker made hours count, 25 of them to be exact. Last week, history was made not by a vote, but by a voice that refused to yield. Welcome to Culture Central. I'm Hugh Kibera, and today we'll be discussing the filibuster. The filibuster, a tactic allowing senators to extend debate indefinitely, has deep roots in American legislative history. Originally designed to ensure extended discussion, it has evolved into a strategic tool for both obstruction and protest. The longest record filibuster before last week was in 1957, when Senator Storm Thurmond spoke for 24 hours and 18 minutes in opposition to the Civil Rights Act. Now, that record stood tall until March 31st, 2025. At precisely 6:59 p.m., Senator Cory Booker took the mic with a mission to voice his dissent against President Donald Trump's policies by grinding the Senate's normal flow to a halt. And he didn't let up for more than 24 hours, officially claiming the new title for longest solo speech in Senate history. But where Thurmond spoke to delay justice, Booker's mission was actually quite the opposite. Throughout his address, Booker touched on several critical issues, so let's talk about them. He criticized the Trump administration's significant cuts to federal agencies, arguing that such reductions undermine essential public services and weaken democratic institutions. For everyday Americans, that could mean longer wait times for basic services, fewer protections during crises, and a government less able to serve its people efficiently. Going into the expansion of executive power, he voiced his concerns over perceived efforts to centralize authority within the executive branch, viewing them as threats to the separation of powers foundational to American democracy. For viewers at home, this raised the question, if too much power is concentrated in one office, what checks remain to protect individual rights and hold leaders accountable? Going into the annexation remarks, he addressed alarming comments from President Trump, suggesting interest in annexing territories like Canada and Greenland, interpreting them as potential violations of international law and sovereignty. Though it may sound surreal or even humorous, Booker warned that such rhetoric could damage global relationships and spark serious diplomatic consequences. Touching on civil liberties and free speech, Booker highlighted incidents such as the arrest of a student for expressing pro-Palestinian views, framing them as concerning signs of diminishing free speech protections. To the audience, it was a reminder that constitutional rights, like the freedom to voice opinions, are only as strong as our willingness to defend them, even when the message is controversial. To illustrate the human impact of these policies, Booker shared over 200 personal stories from constituents and Americans nationwide, emphasizing the real-world consequences of legislative decisions. Personally, for me, my favorite quote from Booker that night was, "I'm here because silence is not an option when justice is on the line." There was a lot of support and reactions from other senators too, and also Kamala Harris expressed her concern. For Booker, there was no bathroom breaks, no sleep. He spoke with conviction and not convenience. Booker's marathon speech was more than just a record-breaking event. It served as a clarion call to action for Democrats and citizens alike. In an era marked by political polarization and perceived passivity, his stand reminded many of the importance of vocal and persistent opposition. The speech also sparked discussions about the evolving nature of political protests in the digital age. Booker's address was live-streamed across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, engaging millions and demonstrating the power of social media and modern activism. While the immediate legislative impact of Booker's speeches remains uncertain, its symbolic significance is undeniable. It highlighted the resilience of democratic institutions and the enduring spirit of civic engagement, challenging both lawmakers and citizens to reflect on their roles in shaping the nation's future. Whether it changes a policy or not, Senator Booker's stand was a reminder. Sometimes democracy looks like one person standing alone, so the rest of us don't have to. In a system often ruled by silence and speed, 25 hours of unbroken conviction just might echo the loudest. For the culture, we are Culture Central.